Perez, thanks for coming back. I so appreciate seeing you. What is with all the Justin Timberlake hating?
Well, that is to be expected when you have somebody do something so horrific, which I think the focus should remain on that. He's a 43-year-old man who should have known better and done better, and he didn't. What to me has been more surprising is the overwhelming support he's also gotten. People like Gayle King and others just defending him and saying everybody makes mistakes. He's a human. Obviously, that's a given, but I think the focus needs to be on the fact that he could have killed someone.
You make a good point, but he is, of course, innocent until proven guilty, as we always say with people who are facing charges. And there's some really interesting stuff that's coming out. Like, people are just flooding the internet with all sorts of, allegations. And so let's separate some of them. This business about all the photos that people are posting saying at his Las Vegas concert in May, his eyes were bloodshot and he was clearly under the influence. Fact or fiction?
I think it's fiction, and also that points to the fact that there's been a lot of speculation about poor ticket sales. I was at one of his 2 shows in Las Vegas, and it looked pretty close to sold out to me, and he didn't appear to be drunk or high. Plus, also his team has denied that.
Good. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's add all the details we can into it. Social media posts have been going real hard at him, saying that there were traces of Molly and cocaine and something called Truvada, which sounds like sugar to me, but I don't know what it is. They say that was in his blood after the arrest, which I can't imagine they would have a toxicology report that soon. But then they also go so far as to say he's involved in human trafficking. All right, so break that down for me, fact or fiction?
Absolute fiction. Justin did not take a breathalyzer nor a blood test. No kind of test was administered whatsoever. And also, people don't fact check. They don't source their information anymore. This all stemmed from a parody account called Poo Crave. Not even Pop Crave, Poo Crave. And Truvada is also a medication that helps lower your risk of getting HIV if you're very sexually active.
Okay, thank you. And they're suggesting that he, is going to have that in his blood. So that's fiction. All right, next thing is that there are reports that the officer who made the arrest is Michael Arkinson. People saying he was over-aggressive, that he's got a history of enforcing serious traffic infractions. Fact or fiction?
Well, this is fact, and I don't think that's a bad thing. This is a very young man in his early 20s, new to the police force, and wanting to do a good job. While he does stop people from, this one person complained to the media that, oh, I was talking on my phone and he pulled me over. Well, yeah, that's against the law. You shouldn't be talking on your phone in the car. He's doing his job, but he also does have a reputation for pulling a lot of people over and giving people warnings as well. He doesn't ticket every single person that he pulls over.
Okay, I only have 10 seconds for this next one, but I do want to ask about it. Report that the bartender at the American Hotel in Sag Harbor reported that Justin Timberlake only had 1 martini and that's all he was served. Fact or fiction?
Fact, according to the bartender and the hotel. Part of me thinks that they're just worried that they might get wrangled into this whole shenanigans if they don't put that out there.
Well, and that's possible too, but it is always interesting to hear witnesses, and will they say that under oath? It's one thing to say it to the media. It's another thing if there's a trial. Perez, come back again. I love seeing you. Thank you for this. I hope you're having a great summer.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.